Hello and welcome back to Let's Play ToME, The Tales of Middle-earth. I am Circle Master, and our inventory is cleaned up, and more importantly, I have cleaned up the automizer rules. They should now cover all of the equipment that's cursed good or average, unless I've done it incorrectly, in which case it will destroy either nothing or everything. I should have eaten before I came down here. Oh well. Let's just slaughter some uruks. For no good reason. I'm hearing doors burst open left and right. Well, that worked on the beaked axe that was average. Yep, it seems to actually be working, thank goodness. So I will no longer have to worry about equipment cluttering up my inventory. Just the magic items, which will continue to clutter up my inventory. I keep hearing doors bursting open. Ah, here we go. We hear orc war cries. We are surrounded by orcs. And more importantly, we are surrounded by shrieker mushroom patches, which will alert everything around to my presence. This is Orc Town. There's a lot of orcs. Fortunately, I have spread blows, which means I get to continue my turn if I have leftover attacks per round. And I have 15 attacks per round. So I can just kill all those shrieker mushroom patches. Now it's time to use a Potion of Enlightenment to get a look at things. The exit is directly below us, but it's on the other side of a glass wall. We cannot travel through glass or penetrate it in any way. Also, in the upper left there's an artifact. It is also behind glass walls. We have to get into that purple plus sign that's avoid jump gate. Just below that. And we've got some jump gate mazes down below us. This is basically kind of a mini maze that's just jam-packed with orcs. And ogres. It's kind of boring. The artifact at the end isn't really worth it for most characters. But we're still rolling around with an ever-burning torch for our light source, so I'm going to give it a go. As soon as I remember where I'm supposed to go. There's, I think it's tunnelable. Sections that can be tunneled. I'm going to hit a detect. Nope, that didn't do it. But there are also some more shrieker mushroom patches that you can see in the corners there. So all I really did was delay things with my cheesiness. I didn't actually solve problems. A spectral streaker mushroom patch. Oh, it didn't shriek for some reason. Okay. It decided to try to blind me instead. Because it's as a specter, it has that ability. A normal shrieker mushroom patch would do nothing but shriek. But eventually all these things are going to wake up and it's going to turn into a slaughterfest. Trying to figure out which of these I can tunnel through, if any of them. Oops. The answer is apparently none of them. Yep, that high-pitched shriek is waking everything up, aggravating everything. But at this point, these monsters are pretty much cake. Although there are a lot of spellcasters in there and whatnot, I think I'm just going to hang out here and let them come to me. Till their numbers thin out a bit. I said that and then now I'm accidentally walking in further and further. The main problem with special levels and trying to clear them out is that being a special level, it blocks a lot of things. Most notably teleport. So if you get cornered, you can't use a scroll of teleportation or phase door or anything like that. You're just screwed. It is not destroying that cursed broad spear. And I don't know why not. Unless it became cursed from the spellcast rather than IDing as cursed. But yeah, this level is set up to prevent you from being able to stealth through. With all the Shrieker mushrooms, it just aggravates everything around, and you're forced to fight your way through it. And even with such a disgusting character as mine in power level, it's obviously taking a while. Oh, right, it's not, tunneling, it's illusory walls that you can just walk through. What have I got here? Well, I don't need an empty bottle. And I don't need 2 essences of light, so we can get rid of those. Definitely don't need a gnome skeleton. Alright, so I'm going to come back around this way. See if I can just walk through any of these. Aha! Progress! Is this purple guy an important guy? No, he's just a captain. He's not unique. I will point out, if it wasn't for the fact that my weapon heals me, this would be an untenable slog, and I would just skip this. Because the reward, as I said, for most characters is just not worth it. Well, I guess that's an illusionary wall. Another room full of ogres to deal with. Although I bet I don't actually have to deal with them, other than the fact that they'll chase me down. What is my inventory like? Yeah, these cursed items aren't being destroyed. I know why they're not being destroyed. Because I wrote the rule wrong. Oh well. I wrote status equal, or I wrote the status to be cursed instead of bad, which is what the actual status is called, which is dumb. That's apparently not a way I can go. So yeah, I'll have to fix that rule later. But otherwise, it all seems to be working. what have I got that I can get rid of? Well, I don't need a book of teleportation. I don't need a half-orc skeleton. I'll probably read the scroll of remove curse, since a bunch of priests were probably cursing my stuff. Wow, a bunch of my stuff just got destroyed. Oh, Quaker Master of Earth cast an acid ball. Yeah, we definitely want to kill this unique, if we can. Oh. Waldron, King of Water, is also here. And they are putting quite a dent in my health, but fortunately I'm getting better as I attack things. So yeah, 2 unique elementals. And they're just destroying my stuff. Because I don't have immunity to acid. Wow, did he really destroy the walls? I thought that they were all permanent walls. Well, that took care of Quaker Master of Earth at least. Now I've got to get Mr. Master of Water, King of Water. There we go. Alright, so he just really added rubble. See, I don't need a ring of resist cold. Or the rings of sustained strength. But the odds are those uniques dropped really good items, so I want those. There's another Shrieker Mushroom patch somewhere. Oh, it's over there. Just want him to shut up. I've almost depopulated Orktown. There's still the odd ones here and there. I don't need the dark red mushroom. And there we are. And I have no room for the stone. What can I get rid of? You know what? I'm guessing the arrows, having 35 of them, means that they're not an artifact, and this is an artifact, and I want it. Now, on we go to the next level. As per the previous special level, we saw Death Watch, I think it was called, in the Orc Caves. Once you leave, you can't come back. If you leave without that artifact, you can never get that artifact. But we're done here. Ooh, who is this? Lorgan, Chief of the Easterlings. Let's see if we can get rid of Lorgan, Chief of the Easterlings, although he is pretty dangerous. I want to say that he's a summoner. So I'm going to not mash this quite so hard, so that I can bug out if I need to. Yep, there he goes, summoning monsters. That's what I figured. But he's dead now. This Thunderlord is going to be a potential problem. Nope, he's dead. Okay. And nothing else that he summoned was an issue. Why is nothing else pseudo-IDing? There we go. Alright, we've got a pretty full inventory. We've got a known artifact. Let's head back to Lothlorien and scope out the take. First, let's hit up that stone, and it is the Stone of Lore. It can be activated for Perilous Identify every turn. So it is a way to ID things. If you are an unbeliever, this is probably your best source of repeated identification, which is kind of sad. But it is a light source. So we're going to go ahead and throw it on. And we're going to, try to activate the Stone of Lore. Let's identify the ring. Ring of damage. So yeah, that's really all it does. Ooh, there's a Staff of Identify. That's a good thing. An Indestructible Amulet of Searching, which seems like a waste. An Espadon of Morgul. Morgul blades suck. Obviously, you don't want to equip one by accident. But, as I said, they can give you some nice things to put on custom artifacts. For instance, being cursed, or heavily cursed, or being able to recurse themselves. If you make an artifact with these negative qualities, it gives you XP back. It's like taking flaws to mitigate points spent on merits in RPGs. I'm going full nerd here. But you can add these negative traits to get more points for positive traits, and if it's a custom artifact, you don't really mind that it's cursed, because you're not taking it off anyway. You're just going to be using it. Where's some forest to drop stuff off? Why is all this forest so scant? There we go. I'm going to hang on to the Staff of Identify. Everything else can go. Right, if I get my magic device up, you see it says spell level 5. If I can get that spell level up to 17, it will identify everything in my pack all at once. So that'd be nice. I'm on the wrong side of these buildings. There we go. Sans Thesis asked, do you want that so you don't have to go back to Galadriel? No, I still do, because it's not only regular Identify, and I need greater Identify. So I still need to go back to Galadriel. I just, like I said, it's for a very select class of character called an Unbeliever. It can be a useful source of identification, but for most characters, you can absolutely skip that. Right, I'm going to need detection and disarming pretty soon. I don't need an amulet of acid resistance. I don't need to carry a large wooden chest. I think that was a trap of drain charges. So I think my Staff of Identify just lost some charges there. . At this point, I'm just trying to kill things so I can find stairs. There are two specific artifacts that you're not guaranteed to find that I'm really hoping to find because I want them to be part of my kit. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't find them here in Moria. There's some novice warriors here. You guys got seriously lost. Come on, staircase. I know you're around. I don't want to have to blow potion of enlightenment. Room full of giants just hanging out in here. Until I walked in and murdered them. Oh, Fasolt the Giant, you're unique. I guess. You seem completely nondescript. And now you're dead. Can I please just find some stairs? Come on. That just loops around. Right. Time for a new rule. Trap sets are not a thing that I care about. I don't care how it's pseudo IDs. I don't want any trap sets. There's a down staircase. Finally. For those of you keeping score at home, for some reason lowercase z's are zombies, while uppercase z's are hounds. Uh, this is still a bit of a slog. You know what? I don't need the Ring of Protection, that's for sure. I'm just going to drop that. Can you believe they only fought one cave troll in the movie? I'm fighting hundreds of these things. I don't need a Ring of Sustained Strength. I don't need some iron spikes. Iron spikes are really only there for jamming doors closed, which it's not really worth anything. I kind of want this Mace of Disruption. I'm going to start identifying some of these other things that I have. You know what? I don't need these demon horns. I don't need this copper rod of nothing. I don't need the Ring of Constitution either, honestly. Or the Scroll of Protection from Evil. I have enough protection from evil in my sword. My sword protects me from all the evil that threatens me. Oh, here's an open arena level. This will be terrible. Or maybe not. Maybe I just appeared in the room. No, I just appeared in the room. Oh well. I just got hit by a plasma ball trap, which would be incredibly dangerous if I didn't have immunity to fire, which I do. So it is instead incredibly benign. In the sense that it does literally nothing. Sans Thesis asks, what happened to your charisma? I stepped on a trap of ugliness or whatever. It's a temporary reduction, but I just don't want to sit around and wait for it to come back, since charisma has no bearing on my ability to go through the dungeon. Oh, I've got an artifact lance. That's going to be worth something, I hope. Alright, this is the next special dungeon inside of a dungeon. You might remember Heart of the Earth with its shifting walls that I didn't go in because there's really no reason to. There's no boss or anything. Well, this is the entrance to the small water cave. The small water cave has a reason to exist, has a boss, has a reason to go in there, but I won't because that reason is for later. I have a good reason not to go in. That you will find out eventually. I don't need a potion of invisibility. That is for darn sure. You know, I am going to pick up these staves, though, and identify them. Fiery shield. Whoops, which I just accidentally used. Staff of Vision. Oh, that's like mini enlightenment. Let's just bust one of those out. So yeah, that's like magic mapping, where it shows me walls and whatnot. Right, another automizer rule. This rune mind. Runes do not work in this version of ToME. All runes must be destroyed. There is a class called Rune Master that is specifically for runes. And since runes don't work, that class is useless. Oh, that's the top edge of the map, I guess. This is just a maze of tunnels that all go to the same spot. That's annoying. Oh, that's the stairs right there. Okay. I have a superb feeling about this level. Oh, this is an arena level. I wanted to avoid the Mystic exactly for that reason. Apparently he was already awake. Yep. This is why summoners suck. This is why summoners really suck. And all these dumb phase spiders are commanding me to return and teleporting me around, which is incredibly annoying. Did I mention summoners suck? Oh, I was in melee with him. There we go. Frickin' Mystic. Malik721 says, I remember playing ToME and never got this far. Never had the patience for it. It is definitely a game that requires patience and grinding. And the use of spoiler files. I really should just give up and go on to the next level if I can find it. These phase spiders are the worst. Between blinking away and commanding me to return. They not only go all over the place, but they send me all over the place, and it's super annoying. I'm trying to get to these capital U's up in here. Those are greater demons. And I don't know where the door is. Oh, they're just Hezru. Oh well. At least I can kill these war trolls. I don't need the Staff of Fiery Shield. This looks suspiciously like a vault. That is indeed a vault. Which means it's full of traps. Which means I don't want to actually go inside. I need a source of disarm. Where am I at on time? I'm over time. I need to find a staircase and get out of here. So, it's time for the Enlightenment Potion. Oh, it's right over there, of course. I'm angry now. Right, I have a very good feeling that I'm going to recall out. Alright, let's just check out what we've got. And then be done. Morphic oils of vapor are useless. There are some morphic oils that are worth something, but not those ones. That one's got a higher spell level. Ooh, I like that. Dwarven double chainmail, dwarven double chainmail. Spectral cleaver. War axe of Morgul. Small sword of Morgul. A dumb regular small sword. Tolwar slay troll. A dumb cursed sword. And the lance of Yorlingus. Increases speed, which is nice. But otherwise is kind of unremarkable. Unless you're a polearm person who wants a polearm. I'm not. So I'm just going to drop it off at home. To join the collection. And I will deal with inventory later. That will do it for tonight. Tomorrow we continue our dive through Moria, looking for the boss. I wonder if that could possibly be a Balrog or not in Moria. Who could say? We will find out next time. Possibly. And until then, take care.